guys, welcome back. So Carlos King, he is all over Twitter clapping back at the messy ass fans. And y'all, the messy ass fans ain't never lied, but Carlos King is clapping back with some truths as well. Let's go ahead and get into some things. Y'all know who Carlos King is. He is the television producer. He produces a lot of reality television and unscripted shows and whatnot. I don't know how he began in the reality TV space, but it's kind of like general knowledge at this point that he's produced Housewives of Atlanta for a couple of years. He's done a lot of things with Bravo. And then he kind of went off and did his own production company, Kingdom Reign Entertainment, where he's produced a lot of TV shows like BET's The Encore and Hollywood Divas and Next 15 and Love and Marriage Huntsville, Love and Marriage DC and Styling Hollywood, Bell Collective. The list goes on and on and on. He's super established, accomplished, and personally for me, I look up to him because he's a gay black man who is super successful in his space, and we love to see it. And not to mention, Carlos King is, how can you say, kind of fine. Okay, Carlos King is kind of fine. It's definitely giving daddy vibes. I mean, I'm just saying. With that being said, y'all, I feel like Carlos King is like in this transitional period of his career where he not only wants to be a TV producer, but it looks like he wants to be talent, a content creator, a podcaster, a YouTuber, you know, a late night talk show host. He wants to do all of that wrapped up into one package, definitely giving us Andy Cohen vibes, and I'm here for it. You know what I mean? Like whatever it takes to continue to keep the brand growing and, keeping it strong, I love. He has this show called Reality with the King. I believe he named it that because he's like this self-proclaimed king of reality TV, which I do kind of find a little bit odd. It's kind of like Jason Lee. Jason Lee says that he's the king of media and Wendy Williams is the queen. And I'm just like, okay. Did the people give you that title or did you title that yourself? I mean, I'm just questions that need answers. But no, he has this podcast called Reality with the King, where of course he talks about reality TV. He talks a lot about housewives. I know the first couple of episodes he was counting down his favorite housewives. Bethany Frankel was in the list. Nene Leakes was on the list. Giselle Bryant, I believe Kenya Moore. Everybody was on the list but Portia. I'm a little bit disappointed in that situation, but I'm gonna let you have that, Carlos. Okay, I'm gonna give you that. But yeah, he talks a lot about housewives on this podcast. He has exclusive interviews. He's had Monique Samuels on there, Mariah Huck, other like writers, bloggers, people in the industry, and things like that. Not only does he have his podcast, but he has the Nightcap on OWN, okay, which is like a late night show on OWN. And y'all, is it just me or is OWN transitioning from the Tyler Perry network to the Carlos King network? Because now he has Love and Marriage Huntsville, Love and Marriage DC, the Nightcap, where he also has Bravo people. I know in the first episode he had Monique Samuels and Melody Holt from Love and Marriage. And then I did see a clip where he had Heavenly on there from Married to Medicine and Martell Holt, and they kind of got into it. It was weird. So yeah, you can tell that a lot of his content is based in housewives. I'm looking at the mirror. I'm like, what am I looking at? A lot of his content is based in housewives. And he did an interview with Mariah Huck, Monique Samuels, Dr. Heavenly, counting down the housewives. So he is very much still Bravo based, right? With that being said, I've been seeing a lot of critiques on the social medias saying that Carlos King needs to quit it and move on from the housewives. They're telling him, stop talking about the housewives. You're obsessed. You need to get over the situation. You need to promote your own shows. You need to be talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville and Love and Marriage DC because the ratings are trash. Their words, not mine. The people on Twitter are ruthless. Okay, they are so mean and so nasty. And I don't know. I just kind of feel like, I don't know. I mean, he does talk about housewives a lot, but I just, listen. I'm not going to say that they're lying. I'm just not going to say that. For example, a Twitter user by the name of Maya Bonita said, I wish that producer Carlos would talk about his show on OWN and leave RHOA alone. Like, move on. And I'm just like, oh, child. Ooh, child. Now, I do think it would be smart of Carlos King to focus more on driving home the narrative that Love and Marriage is a good show and get people to watch it and stuff like that. I recently started paying attention to Love and Marriage because I feel like it has a lot of the urban media and the Black bloggers who talk about reality TV in a chokehold. Like, it's become like this phenomenon that I cannot escape. So I recently had to binge season 1 and 2 of Love and Marriage Huntsville. And honestly, my personal opinion, no tea, no shade, I'm not the biggest fan of the show. I feel like it's the same old regurgitated storylines in every episode. It gets really old very quickly. I think the cast members are very, very annoying. And, but for some reason, a lot of people like that show, which is fine. Like, I love that people love the show. But when I do sit there, because I have been looking at the show a lot more closely than I was before, when I sit here and look at the ratings, I'm actually kind of surprised because on the one hand, the ratings to me, in my opinion, are a little bit low. And I know people are going to say that the rating system is antiquated, especially in the era of social media and streaming. Yes, I know. But with that being said, it's still a metric that can measure how successful a show is or not. So we're going to use that metric. And it kind of surprises me about how low the ratings are because it does. Love and Marriage has amassed like this cult following. Like, a lot of people really do fuck with the show. But on the other hand, I do understand why the ratings are low because it's on OWN. And it's on Saturday nights it airs. And a lot of people don't watch OWN and a lot of people don't watch television on Saturday nights. So it's like, I get it, but then I don't get it. But this Twitter user said, I wish that producer Carlos would talk about his show on OWN and leave RHOA alone. Let's see what they're saying under this tweet. Somebody said, that's the same as saying you work for many employers, however, only discuss one. The current one, that's pretty limiting. Just because some don't agree with his take, I'm just saying. Joey says, those are popular shows. So if you are promoting a new podcast, it's smart to talk about a major entity like the Real Housewives. Bingo. He's not talking about Housewives for his health. Yes, Carlos King loves talking about the Housewives. He's fascinated and he does have a lot of insight because he did work on those shows. However, he's not talking about it for his health. He's promoting a new podcast and a new talk show, and so it would be smart of him to mention a big entity like the Real Housewives, like Joey said. Apparently, Joey is a pop culture expert. Hold on, let me check out his page. Who is Joey? Who are you, Joey? With 9 followers? No tea, no shade. I only have like 100, but, I just started up this Twitter, okay, which is the reason why. Okay, Blake said, I wish people would stop trying to tell this grown-ass man what he should and should not talk about, but we all got opinions, so, okay, an opinion is like an asshole. We're all gonna on Tuesday morning. Anyways, yeah, he does talk about Housewives a lot, which I'm not gonna lie, it has, I had thought like, wow, like why is he still talking about a franchise that he used to work on? But I agree with all those commenters. Like, number one, you can't tell a grown man what to talk about. Number two, it's smart to talk about the Real Housewives when you're promoting other shows. And number three, who is my opinion? Who am I? I'm just a blogger. Okay, I'm just a blogger having an opinion on a blogger / talent / content creator / podcaster / executive TV producer. Okay? Anyways, moving right along. Y'all, tell me why Carlos King actually clapped back and said, but you follow me. Ooh! Now that's a read. Was that shade, Phaedra? Carlos King clapped back and said, but you follow me, love. But you follow me, love. But you follow me, love. I'm going to just sit that right there. He said, I get paid to talk about RHOA. You do it for free. Ooh, I found this to be interesting. He said, but you follow me, love. I get paid to talk about RHOA. You do it for free. We are not the same. And then he plugs his shows, Reality with the King and the Nightcap. And then in the thread, linked the podcast. I wonder if this is the same. So this is the Apple Podcast link, yeah. Let's see, the Emancipation of Mimi Honey. He got that exclusive with Mariah Huq. He has an interview with Meghan McCain. He did Monique Samuels for Love and Marriage DC, where they talked a lot about Potomac. So go ahead and check that out if you want that tea. He talked about the RHOA premiere. Like, he talked about Sheree being back. Is Sheree on here, though? I don't think Sheree's on there. But he talks about Sheree. Yeah, with that being said, let's see what the people are saying. Then he plugged his late night show. Chris says, I hate when celebrities talk like this. You get paid for us to comment. Oh, not them clapping back at the king, child. They said, you get paid for us to comment and watch what you do. You lose your viewership. You won't get paid. That person didn't even at you. You went searching. Ooh, and I was kind of thinking the same thing. Like, Carlos, how did you even find this tweet? Because you quote retweeted a tweet that you were not tagged or added in. So were you searching for your name? Were you being a scavenger on Twitter? Inquiring minds want to know, darling. SJ said, she said his name, so he had the right to speak on his name. No one at you either, but you answered just like he did. Ooh. And on that note, I'ma pass the peach. Let me know how y'all feel about the situation. I'm going to go ahead and log off. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to create a great day.